Hey everyone, it's Robin from Rose and Lily. In this video, we're going to make this cute tiny turtle. This pattern is a low sew, with only a few stitches to sew the head onto the body. It is the smallest of my turtle patterns. This one only measures 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches long. Firstly, we'll need some chunky or super chunky plush yarn in 2 colors. Then you'll need a hook to match the yarn you're using, as well as polyfill, 5mm safety eyes, scissors, a yarn needle, and stitch markers. The stitches you need to know beforehand are magic ring, single crochet, chain stitch, slip stitch, increase, invisible decrease, front loops only, back loops only, and we'll also be doing a bobble stitch, which I will go through in this video. We're going to start with the shell. In round 1, it's 8 single crochet in a magic ring. I have a video on how I like to do the magic ring, and I'll link that at the top of the video. Alternatively, you can chain 2 and do 8 single crochet in the first chain stitch. Pull the ring tight, and I will be using a stitch marker in the last stitch of each round. In round 2, we're doing 8 increases. This means we're doing 2 single crochet into each stitch from round 1. This will bring the total of round 2 up to 16 stitches. In round 3, we do a single crochet and then an increase into the next stitch, and we repeat this all the way around, which is 8 times in total. This will bring the total of round 3 up to 24 stitches. In round 4, it's 24 single crochet around. Now we are going to add stitch markers to the first and last stitches of round 4, but only in the back loops. So here's the back loop of the first stitch of round 4, and here's the back loop of the last stitch of round 4. These stitch markers will help us to find these stitches later. In round 5, we're doing 24 single crochet, but in the front loops only. So we marked that first back loop and we're working into the front loop. We're going all the way around with single crochet. Stop before you do the last stitch of the round because we're going to do a color change. Here's the last stitch of the round, and I'm stopping before pulling through the final loop. And we can see all the stitch markers like so. Now we're going to change to the body color. I'm just moving the end of round stitch marker and I like to twist the new color over my old color before bringing it through. But this is just a matter of preference. I'll re-add the stitch marker for the end of round. The next round is where we're going to need those marked stitches from earlier. And I'll be working over the tails from the color change. In round 6, we're doing single crochets all the way around into the back loops of round 4. And I'm just working over those tails. We're going to continue all the way around through those back loops. Sometimes they are hard to see, so just feel for them with your hook. Here's the last stitch of round 6, going into that marked back loop. And we can move the stitch marker for the end of round. The next round will start in this stitch here. In round 7, we're going to make the legs. And we're working through both loops again. So we start with 2 single crochet, then a decrease, and I like to do the invisible decrease like so. Now we're doing our first bobble stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook, bring through a loop. We're going to do that 3 more times into that same stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook, bring through a loop, yarn over, insert the hook, bring through a loop, yarn over, insert the hook, and bring through a loop. Finally, yarn over and pull through all 9 loops on the hook. If the hook gets stuck, just wiggle it through. Now we do 2 single crochet. And a decrease. Then another bobble. Two single crochet. A decrease, one single crochet, and a bobble stitch. Two single crochet, a decrease, and our last bobble stitch. And we finish off the round with 3 single crochet. The 4 bubble stitches should have formed 4 little legs like so. Now we're going to carry on decreasing. In round 8, we start with 2 decreases, and then a single crochet. And we're going to do all of that 4 times in total. So 2 decreases followed by a single crochet. Sometimes it can be a bit tight working over those bubble stitches, but just work slowly and carefully. Now we can add stuffing to the body. For our last round, which is round 9, we're doing 6 decreases. This will bring the total down from 12 stitches to 6. Then we can close and cut the yarn. To close the hole, I like to go through the front loops of the last 6 stitches. Then pull on the yarn to close the hole, and insert the yarn into the piece into a few different places to secure it. The completed body should look like this. And here is where we'll attach the head. Next we're going to do the head using our main body color. In round 1, it's 6 single crochet in a magic ring. In round 2, it's 6 increases. That will bring us up to 12. Round 3 is just 12 single crochet around. Now we can attach the safety eyes, and they're going between round 2 and 3, just a few stitches apart. I like there to be about 1/3 of the head's distance between them. Once you're happy with the placement, you can attach the backs. In round 4, we're doing 6 decreases. Because we're working so close to those safety eyes, it might be a bit tight. So just wiggle your hook to get it into the stitches if you need to. Then we can remove the stitch marker and close with a slip stitch. Cut the yarn, leaving a bit of a tail for sewing onto the head. Now we can add stuffing to the head. I like to leave out that tail from the magic ring because it can help when attaching the head to the body. Now we can sew the head onto the body. First, I like to take the tail from the starting magic ring and insert it right at the front of the shell. Then we can sew it in place using the other tail. I'm going to start by grabbing a stitch from the body, then going up into a stitch of the head and down into the next stitch on the head. Grab another stitch on the body, go up into the head and down in the next stitch on the head. And do this all the way around the head. Secure it with another stitch or two, and then go in under the head and bring the yarn tail through to meet the other one. Then we can tie these together. Lastly, we're going to do the tail. Insert your hook at the back of the body, right underneath the shell. Bring through the yarn, and then chain 2. Do a slip stitch into that first chain stitch. Slip stitch back into the body, into that same stitch we started in. Now we can close and cut the yarn. Tie these 2 yarn tails together. And then we can tuck that knot into the piece. And that is the tiny turtle completed. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.